What up, Internet? It's Dan and Dom here with our weekly DVD review show, like always.
What's up?
This week we didn't watch shit from the shit barrel. We watched some stuff from TV. And
Yeah. Heroes, Season 3.
So
Created
anyway,
by Tim Kring.
I bought this at Target last week here for the $29.99. And I have to say, I like the Heroes TV show. I've been watching it since the first pilot episode aired on NBC a few years back. Dan really hasn't watched the show since the pilot, and
No, actually, and I had to, over the last 5-6 days, watch all of it.
Just
and it was
power
through it, and, I ended up, I liked some of it, and I didn't like some of it. I thought Season 1 was the best season. That's generally the case with a lot of these high production shows these days, like Lost, for example. But I also thought it was kind of a rip-off on Marvel's X-Men. Instead of mutants, we're calling them people with super abilities. Superhuman abilities. What do you think, Dom?
I liked the show in regards to the superheroes and how they get their powers. They explain it as a genetic abnormality these people possess that's activated by an excretion of adrenaline. And so, it kind of makes half-assed sense in a weird scientific, they try to explain scientifically how these powers manifest. They don't just say, oh, that's his power. They try to make some bullshit scientific answer of what's happening to how are you freezing, making ice. Oh, well, you're chilling the air around you. I don't know.
Well, at least they give it, some effort there,
Yeah.
trying to explain things.
Giving it that bullshit. I like to call it
I'm
science.
sitting on the fence because, this main character, Sylar, the main antagonist of the show.
Played by Zachary Quinton. You might remember him from J.J. Abrams' new Star Trek movie. He played Spock.
Yeah, I mean, in the whole first season, he was the bad guy, and it was pretty clear he was a bad guy, cutting people's heads open, that's not cool at all. And then, after that, he's kind of wishy-washy and having a lot of inward conflict about being a good guy. And I think it's kind of funny because he is a good guy at one point or another, and everybody's cool with him being a good guy. They totally seem to forget that he was the guy cutting people's heads open, which makes no sense to me.
This show's very confusing if you if you try to drop in and ever just watch it and sporadically. Because characters are constantly being manipulated and used by other characters, and it's very comic booky. If you're a comic book fan and a fan of comic book writing, you'll like this show because it's really awesome in that regards because it has alternate realities and shots to the future and shots to the past and flashbacks, and it has all these little text boxes that drop in on the screen for you to tell you where you are in the world. It's really just it feels like a visual comic book. And then on top of all that, the website at NBC has a weekly, or even I think maybe even semi-daily new comics they put up that are complimentary to the show. This is not just it's not just comics of the TV show. This is extra material for storyline from the show that you're not going to see. And if you're not up to it, to reading this stuff online, you're not getting the full Heroes experience. And so but if you don't want to go online and look at it, or if you don't have internet access for some reason, I don't know why the fuck you wouldn't because you're watching this video. You can buy them at Borders or any bookstore. They have just trade paperbacks, or any comic book shop for that matter should just have trade paperback collections of the Heroes comics, and they're actually worth a read too.
Yeah.
So this is a show for comic book fans, for superhero fans, point blank. It might make some new fans of the genre, but I don't really see it happening.
Yeah. I personally am still sitting on the fence. I don't know really what to quite make of the show, but it definitely is. I recommend watching it just for the sheer production value of the show alone.
I'm glad you talked about the production value. This show has hundreds of cast members.
Yeah, and
has
you can tell a lot of money was put into this.
A lot of money goes into this show. But even though the show has hundreds of cast members and lots of characters to keep track of, overall in the canon of the show, there are 7 real main characters, and we already touched on one, which was Sylar. The other 2 are the Petrelli brothers, Nathan and Peter. Hayden Panettiere, who plays Claire Bennett. You might remember her from her wonderful work in the Bring It On sequel.
I never saw that movie.
Well, we review Dan, we review shitty movies. You should have seen it.
We might have to review that.
We might have to review it now, and just to talk about Hayden's early work.
Yeah.
Also, we have Hiro Nakamura, played by that Japanese actor who was in the Get Smart movie. I can't remember his name. There's also Matt Parkman, the guy who can read people's minds and create illusions for them. And I don't think I'm missing anybody. Mohinder Suresh and Sylar, of course. That makes the 7 main characters. Mohinder is out of the 7 characters that are main characters. He's the only one that doesn't have like a power, really.
A strict superpower. I mean, it's kind of interesting because later on in the season,
we're not going to spoil anything.
We won't spoil anything. Never mind.
Everyone gets powers in season 3, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like willy-nilly.
Spoiler alert! Everyone gets powers in season 3. Or loses them. Everybody either loses a power or gains one.
Alright.
That's our only real talk about it. Get excited, next Monday, the 21st, there's going to be a Season 4 premiere on NBC. Check your local cable provider for all that information. If you have any comments about Heroes, if you're a fan, not a fan of the show, if you don't want us to review any more TV shows, please make a comment down below. If you think we're a bunch of fucking cocksuckers, do that too. If you just want to send us something to review, if you have some requests, some thoughts, just, throw it out there. Email us. We're looking for subscribers always. Pass this shit on to your friends. Tell them that you know these people. Because we're just whores for attention. At least I am.
I mean...
But, so anyway, signing off like always. This is Dom.
And I'm Dan.
We watch the shitty movies.
So you don't have to.
Particle Man, doing the things a particle can. What's he like? It's not important. Particle Man. Is he a dot or is he a speck? When he's underwater, does he get wet? Or does the water get him instead? Nobody knows. Particle Man. Triangle Man, triangle